Now, if the Lions get Jalen Carter at 6, how is that then going to impact, and I want to do a little bit of a positional deep dive, on their defensive tackles? How does that impact their defensive tackle room? We know it's not going to affect Aiden Hutchinson except for in a positive way. James Houston the same way. Whoever they draft as an edge player, because there's most likely an edge player that's also going to be drafted.
For sure, yeah.
How does that impact the Lions room right now?
I think, to me, it has to be their number one priority, regardless of where you draft a D tackle. I do think that's their number one priority because you have edge rushers, you have some stability at linebacker, you have cornerbacks that have been revamped, a secondary that is much improved. D tackle, I think, should be their number one priority. And I think they have some talent. I really love Aleem McNeil. I think he came on strong. He kind of came on strong right along where Hutch started spinning and getting things going in terms of their run defense and getting pressure on the quarterback. Like, I think that all kind of came together at the same time. And yes, I believe that is the biggest piece to completing this defense at this point. So Aleem McNeil is a good player, but I think he's a role player. I think Buggs is a good player. He's a role player. A guy like Jalen Carter, or maybe even Canty, depending on what he does, I think those two guys are game breakers that just change everything and make life easier for everybody around them. And that is something that they need more than anything. They need talented, good players, but they need a game breaker that is going to elevate the play of everybody around them. And D tackle is the number one position that they can make that happen with.
It's absolutely the position that they can make that happen with, because what was the best defense when we were growing up? Because we're relatively the same age. Who had the best defense in the NFL? And if you do not say the team that I'm thinking of, we're going to have problems.
The 2000 Ravens?
Thank you for the love of it.
I know where you was going. I'm pretty sure that was it. Yeah, it's the Baltimore Ravens.
That.
Yeah, Super Bowl.
Right. But if you look at that Baltimore Ravens, did they have a bunch of Hall of Famers? Yeah, they did. Yeah. They were loaded with talent, for sure. Yep. But they also played very complimentary defense.
Facts.
Tony Siragusa, plug in the middle. Mm-hmm. Terrell Suggs on the outside. Ray Lewis in the middle. Ed Reed on the back end. Like, if one of them's not doing their job, if Siragusa doesn't do his job, then Lewis may be out of position.
Right.
And when we talk about the Lions' defense, they didn't really play much complimentary football, except for towards the end of the season last year.
Agreed.
When you had John Kaminsky come back, and you had Buggs stepping up, and Romeo Core got on the field a couple of times.
Yeah.
And, truthfully, when James Houston played against the Bills, that's really when it started to take off. Your guy, James Houston.
Mm-hmm. Facts.
Because then everybody could play their position the way they were intended to play their position, and a guy like Aiden Hutchinson isn't expected to take over the game.
Right.
You're not relying on Thor to take over a game. You're not relying on the rookie Kirby Joseph in the back playing the game, or, wrecking the game.
Yeah.
So if you could line up a defense that was James Houston or John Kaminsky, Aiden Hutchinson, Jalen Carter, Aleem McNeil, maybe you make a trade for Devin White, and he's back there, and Malcolm Rodriguez. And then you got C.J. Gardner-Johnson, and you got Cam Sutton, and you've got Emmanuel Mosley if he's healthy, and Kirby Joseph as well. Like, that's a lot of really good complementary pieces.
Absolutely.
That could be, you talk about improving from like 140 rush yards a game to 110. That may even be overestimating a little bit.
Maybe a bit, yeah. It could be.
Yeah. So it's all about, for me, the complementary pieces. So let's look. We got a couple defensive tackles that we want to talk about right now. Mm-hmm. Let's talk about Aleem McNeil. Let's talk about Levi Onwuzurike. I can't say it. Levi O is what we would call him if he was in my classroom when I taught school. Levi O.
Levi.
He's injured.
Mm-hmm.
Dan Campbell has no idea if he's even going to be ready for the 2023 season.
Yeah.
Because he has a back injury, and Dan says, listen, you just don't know with the back. Which would really stink, because right now he's the only black mark on Brad Holmes' draft guru-ness.
Yeah.
But it's not. It's like a gray mark. It's not even really a black mark.
Yeah, I don't freak out about it.
So if Levi's back and Aleem's back and producing, and you add Jalen Carter to that, what are you thinking?
I'm thinking elite. I'm thinking top 5. I'm thinking top 10. I'm thinking it's a very, very realistic possibility. I think Aleem McNeil had some of his coming out parties against some of the best rushing attacks that they had. Like, he played really well against Minnesota, against Dalvin Cook, had a breakout performance, I believe, against the Giants when they kept Saquon Barkley under wraps the entire game. Played really good against the Jets, even though one of their starters, I think I keep forgetting his name, but he was hurt. But even without that, they still were able to keep it. Breece Hall, boom. They're still able to keep him or the run game under check. And I believe he was supposed to be one of the breakout players for the Lions. And I don't think, maybe he might not have been great. You still see the upside, and we see the complimentary ball that he's playing. And again, you're not expecting Aaron Donald with him. You're not expecting Warren Sapp with him. You're expecting complimentary football, and it's supposed to impact everybody else around him. And I think that is very possible. Levi is a little different because that back injury is a problem. And I mean, I'm not an expert. I'm not a doctor, obviously. I'm sitting here on a microphone, but I'm pretty sure it's safe to say back injuries don't get better as you continue to play football and line up the way that a D tackle has to. I think I'm safe enough to say that.
Yeah,
so
I agree.
It's very unfortunate. Honestly, I don't really want to put a whole lot of football spin on it for Levi. I just hope he's okay in general. If we want to take this to a football conversation, why can't the Lions get no luck with second-round picks? Let's talk about that. I don't understand what it is about second-rounders from as long as my existence has been. We cannot get no luck with second-round picks. Ryan Broyles and Mikel LeSure and Levi and just Titus Young cannot get second-rounders right. So
Gerard Davis, wasn't he a second-round pick?
No, he was first. He was first. He was first. Jared Davis was first. Yeah,
Tease Tabor was a second-round pick. The Hawaiian kid. I
know who you're talking about. It's skipping my mind right now. Talk to us in the comments if you know who it is. Give us the worst Lions second-round picks.
I want to say Vitae, but it's not.
It's not him.
Because that's the guard.
I feel like it's a defensive player. I can't think of who it is. But you understand what I'm saying. Yeah,
yeah, for sure. It hasn't been good, and you want to see that kind of take a different stride in this year's draft.
DeAndre Swift, Kerryon Johnson.
If you are as excited about the NFL draft as we are, we have a surprise for you. It may not even be a surprise at this point, Eric.
It's no secret at this point. Y'all know what time it is. Join us for our exclusive 2023 NFL Draft live show where your favorite analysts, AJ, yours truly, and Dylan will be breaking down each first round pick as it happens. That's right, we're going to be reacting to all the live drama, surprises, and jaw-dropping moments of this coming NFL Draft.
And we want you to be a part of it.
Yes.
That should excite you in and of itself. You get to hang out with us for 4 hours because I'm kind of cool. Eric's really cool. And Dylan runs TikTok, so you know he's up with the modern kids and what they're doing. So let's make sure that you are there to interact with us. Share your thoughts, reactions, predictions in the comments, and we, your favorite hosts, will interact with you. Don't miss this chance to engage with your fellow Lions fans, your favorite Detroit sports hosts, and go Lions.
Yeah.
Now, Eric, before we wrap up, we got one more question.
Okay.
And we're going to jump on this because I don't want to overstate the case for Jalen Carter.
Okay.
But I feel like I have to ask.
Sure.
If they are lucky enough for Jalen Carter to fall at 6, which seems more and more likely the more these mock drafts come out.
Yeah.
Does that automatically make them a playoff contender?
Yes. I don't think that's unfair to say or unrealistic. You were already a playoff contender last season without him. And this I still can't believe this defense went from historically bad to one of the hottest defenses in the NFL. I don't even think that's a stretch to say at this point. Yeah, you plug him in, a D tackle, a position where you can see instant reward, honestly. I don't think it's a stretch to say at all. This weak NFC in a division that continues to fall down, as we keep talking about, I absolutely think he makes you a playoff contender. He's an instant impact type of guy. And again, defensive line is way too important to the NFL. You plug him in the middle with that talent that you already have, yeah, they're playoff contenders without question.
I'm going to go with no.
What?
I'm going to go with no for a couple of reasons. One, momentum doesn't carry over from the last season.
Okay.
So you still got to produce on the field.
Right.
Number two, they were not one defensive tackle away from the playoffs last year. And number three, they're already favorites to be in the playoffs, baby. They have the fourth best odds to win the NFC. They have the best odds to win the NFC North.
So he can't change nothing if we're already there.
Yeah.
I love it.
Come on, man. Are you kidding me?
That was a great finesse by you.
Plan the parade right now. Okay? Plan the parade.
Cue the band up.
Yeah, but make sure it's like middle of April so we're not out there standing in like frozen Woodward.
Yeah.
Come on. Plan the parade, baby.
I like that.
And I'll even applaud for Jared Goff holding that Lombardi trophy when he drives by me. And then applaud when they sign him to an extension, because you know if that man wins the playoff game and makes a run, he's their quarterback until he's in a nursing home.
Facts. He's getting his statue.
You know what? That's fine. Give him a statue.
He's getting a statue.
To end what, 66 years of futility?
Yeah. Yeah, he'd have earned it at that point.
I hope it's a picture of a statue of him, like Pat and Dan Campbell on the back.
Yes.
They need to be idolized together.
I'm with that.
But I don't think Jalen Carter makes them a playoff contender because they already are. Does he help solidify that? Oh, yeah. Okay. He for sure helps solidify that.
Mm-hmm.
But no, they're already there. They're the best team in this North. Forget the Vikings. They're going to be terrible. They will have the best receiver in the NFL, though. Forget the Bears. Because even though some whack jobs thinks that Justin Fields is the fourth best quarterback in the NFC, that's how mad it made me.
Yeah.
I can't even say it without wanting to throw up in my mouth.
Your body just couldn't even produce it to say that with a straight face.
Brock Purdy ahead of Jared Goff as well. Daniel Jones ahead of Jared Goff as well. What are we doing?
No clue.
What are we doing?
Just absolute. The only thing that was right was having Jalen Hurts number one. Everything else outside of that list was just pure garbage.
I will agree with you based on last year. Do I think he'll be the best quarterback in the NFC this year? No, I do not. But it doesn't matter because the Jared Goff-led Lions are going to win the NFC because they are already playoff contenders. They're going to host a playoff game at Ford Field. They're going to win that playoff game at Ford Field. Then they're going to host another playoff game at Ford Field. And hopefully it's against the Dallas Cowboys, and they put them in their place and keep them to be the most miserable team in America. Not America's team, America's most miserable team.
Yes.
And then let's head to the Super Bowl, baby.
Yes.
You heard it here first. We called Jeff Okudah. We've called a lot of things. I'll call my shot.
We like Babe Ruth over here. You know what we talking about. That's
just pointing. Dead center field. The best thing about that, if you ever see, there's actually a little bit of a video of it. The Cubs were jawing at him, and he was jawing at him from the box, and he said, "I'm gonna put one out right there." And then he's jawing at him around the bases. Oh. So I hope that happens with Jameson Williams too, right? Specifically against Jeff Okudah when they play the Falcons. Like, catch a touchdown, look back, do a backwards pedal into the end zone, get the flag, and throw your hands up. I don't care.
Mm-hmm. You don't care if he turns into Antonio Brown with celebrations? And
you know what his touchdown celebration should be?
What's that?
One, baby.
Stole the jersey. I am number one. Play the Nelly song. Oh, my God. That'd be great.
Because 2 is not a winner. 3.
How you know that? Oh, my God. What?
Oh, I know. Yes. Nelly? Are you kidding me?
You just went up in my book. Oh, that's beautiful.
Oh, Nelly is on repeat, my friend.
Oh, yes. You just went up in my book, bro. Yeah. That's fantastic.
Of course I did, because I'm a lot cooler than you think I am. You know why? Because I host this show, and we want to know what you think. Does Jalen Carter make the Lions a playoff contender, or do you agree with me that they already are? They don't need him, but he'd be a nice luxury to have. If you do, let us know in the comments. Make sure you're liked and subscribed to this YouTube channel and share this video. Give it a like so we can continue to build this Detroit sports community with your two favorite Detroit sports hosts. We'll be coming at you again live Monday night at 9 o'clock. Make sure you are there. Don't miss it because you're not going to want to, because there may be a hidden gem that we are talking about on Monday. Eric, have a great and safe weekend. Everybody that is watching, have a great and safe weekend as well. Eric and I will be back Monday night, and we will see you then. And as always, go Lions.